But of course, the people who have the tough job of deporting illegals are ICE officers. And yet we're seeing so many Democrats really push against ICE, some calling for ICE to be abolished, some others calling ICE or suggesting that ICE officers are Nazis. David Colucci, can I get your thoughts around this? I mean, surely that kind of rhetoric that we are hearing from the Democrats encourages people to take to the streets when ICE officers are really doing their job.
Well, what you have going on here is not that Democrats are against ICE or rank and file ICE law enforcement members. In fact, Democrats support our law enforcement and support ICE when they're doing the job that we expect them to do. And that's to follow just proper safeguards that we have in place for almost every law enforcement agency in the United States. That means identifying yourself. That means not covering your face. That means making sure that you get a warrant when you do go into someone's house or go target a specific person. That's just due process. And that's extremely important because we are a nation of laws. We have the U.S. Constitution, which is extremely important. And many people, including myself, feel that unfortunately ICE is given the wrong instructions and they're not following due process. And that's what's led to the very chaotic scenes and unfortunately 2 American citizens dead because of this lack of respect of people's rights and due process.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely tragic that 2 people have died. That being said, some of the messaging we are hearing or we have heard from people like Tim Walz suggesting that ICE officers are Nazis. I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, no, I think what we see here is some of the concerns about what has been uncovered in terms of some of the messaging that we see that's just going in these alt-right circles or networks of the internet in terms of certain
What do you mean alt-right circles? Like these are Tim Walz's words suggesting that ICE officers
No,
are Nazis.
What we've seen is that what's been uncovered is things like the marketing in terms of using the same text that was used in Hitler's Mein Kampf and things like that. But I think what's most important here and what Democrats are really talking about when you talk about these hearings on Capitol Hill and what Democrats have been saying is, look, we want to make sure law enforcement is doing their job, but they can't do their job when they're covering a wide swath of the United States, when they're going door to door, just trying to meet quotas of deporting residents and not going after our most violent criminals. That's what was promised to the American people, that we would deport criminals.
I think that's what we're seeing.
We see, no, we're not seeing that.
We're not seeing violent criminals being deported?
No, when we see the numbers, we actually see that only about 15% of the people that are being deported have any type of criminal record. So that's the problem. What we see is that ICE is incentivized to just meet a quota. And that doesn't keep us safe. When people fear calling the police because of their immigration status, that gives criminals the upper hand. What we're trying to do is make sure that we protect our Constitution, we protect the residents of the United States, and we can't do that when we're going after everyone. We do have limited resources, and we have to work together, both local and federal, to go after our dangerous criminals and not just target everyone, the gardener, the housekeeper, the farm worker.
What do
That's
you
not
mean?
right.
What do you mean that this gives criminals the upper hand? We're seeing crime really come down under this administration.
No, we don't. Those numbers have not come out yet. It's too quick to say that. But what
We're
we
not
are
seeing
seeing,
crime go down, is what you're saying?
well, there's no statistical proof of that. I would hope that happens. But what we are seeing, why I say that, is because when people feel threatened, if someone cannot come forward and call the police because they're feared that they will be deported or someone that they love will, that causes them to go underground. It causes them to go further and do things that are not appropriate and shields criminals. The people that are following the rules, for instance, we had a 5-year-old boy be detained and his father. This father was someone that actually applied for asylum status. So ICE knew where he was, and these are the people that they're going after and detaining. Instead, the people that are really trying to skirt the law and go underground are the hardened criminals and the people we need to go after. But when we're just going door to door and trying to find that low-hanging fruit, going to a day worker site or a place where there might be people that are illegal immigrants, yes, sure, we should go and go after people that are not following the law. But when we try to get every single one of the 15 million people allegedly here undocumented, and we're not targeting that, that's where the problems arise.